always from the heart of the city, and now on demand 24/7 on the CHFI website. This is the soundtrack to The Colors of the Angels. And I'm Don Jackson, around the world on the internet. This was from Livingstone's African Journal, written in the 3 years between 1853 and 1856. The trees abound, and so does honey. This is evidence of a great number of flowers, though of few varieties. Some would deserve a place in our flower shows, but are born to blush unseen except by the angels. Unquote. Maybe they are born for just that reason. The Colors of the Angels, Lovers and Other Strangers, from iTunes and CHFI.com. RyanDan and Like the Sun and James Blunt and You're Beautiful. Lovers and Other Strangers, from iTunes and CHFI.com. I'm Don Jackson. We've discussed the possibility of hearing the music in the sunrise or the sunset, as the angels did in the film City of Angels. I theorized that if there is a music, maybe it's of a frequency slightly out of the range of human hearing. K. Martin Curry, in the book Walking with Angels, published by the C.R. Gibson Company, wrote, and I quote, "There are colors for every angel. Color is something we see only in certain dimensions, but hues exist on the spiritual plane, much finer than the colors we experience. When we let color speak to us in its true celestial language, we begin to communicate with angelic beings." Unquote. That communication this hour with Lovers and Other Strangers, from iTunes and CHFI.com. Lovers and Other Strangers, from iTunes and CHFI.com. Norah Jones and Come Away With Me, and Celine Dion and The Color of My Love. It's a subject that fascinates people the world over. Angels. Just look at the number of books written on the subject. Père Lamy, from the book Walking with Angels, wrote, and I quote, "Their garments are white, but with an unearthly whiteness. I cannot describe it, because it is much softer to the eye. These bright angels are enveloped in a light so different from ours that, by comparison, everything else seems dark. When you see a band of 50, you are lost in amazement. They seem clothed with golden plates, constantly moving, like so many suns." Unquote. Père Lamy, from the book Walking with Angels. How could one not be temporarily blinded by their brilliance? Lovers and Other Strangers, from iTunes and CHFI.com. The Supremes, Someday We'll Be Together, Justin Hines and I Wish You Well, and Sarah McLachlan with Angel. I'm Don Jackson with Lovers and Other Strangers, from iTunes and CHFI.com. Color, frequency, and music. Maybe all this is difficult to understand from our perspective in space and time. Dorothy McLean, from the book Walking with Angels, was quoted as believing, The angel's perspective comes from the vastness of infinity and beyond time. From there, they radiate love to everything without judgment. Lovers and Other Strangers from iTunes and CHFI.com. Vanessa Williams. With the colors of the wind, train calling all angels, and 5 for fighting with the riddle. I'm Don Jackson with Lovers and Other Strangers. This is an excerpt from a book by Tracy Chevalier, who was the author of Girl with a Pearl Earring. The book is called Falling Angels. Chevalier writes, and I quote, I don't much like the cemetery angels. They are very smooth and regular, and their eyes are so blank. Even when I stand in their line of sight, they never seem to look at me. What is the good of a messenger who doesn't even notice you? Unquote. An excerpt from Falling Angels, a novel by Tracy Chevalier. We would hope that we would attract the attention of at least one passing angel. Otherwise, it would be as if a cooling breeze rushed past in a hurry, on its way to cool some other brow. Lovers and Other Strangers from iTunes and CHFI.com. Faith Hill and There You'll Be, and Linda Ronstadt with Aaron Neville, and All My Life. I'm Don Jackson with Lovers and Other Strangers from iTunes and CHFI.com. One of my sources for the hour was a collection called Walking with Angels, a host of inspirational and uplifting thoughts, published by the C.R. Gibson Company. Harriet Beecher Stowe was quoted as saying, once in an age, God sends to some of us a friend who loves in us not the person that we are, but the angel we might be. Unquote. And I agree, because there can be no more beautiful color than that which a friend inspires in us. Lovers and Other Strangers from iTunes and CHFI.com. Good night, sweet dreams. I'm Don Jackson.